Welcome back. He has done it again. Novak Djokovic continues to rule the lawns in London. His 7th Wimbledon title and 4th in a row. It took a 3rd straight comeback to reach a remarkable 21st major trophy. And we are so happy to welcome in the champion to our DraftKings desk. Novak, great to have you here. Congratulations. Brilliant performance. There were some distractions here and there on court, but once again, you were unfazed. What are you most proud of from today's match?
Well, just staying composed, I think. Mentally staying present, staying grounded, and thinking about the next point. I knew coming into the match that Nick is a very dangerous player, particularly on grass. I've played Karlovic, Isner. I haven't played Opelka. These guys have tremendous serve, also because they're so tall. But for somebody that is not so tall as these guys, he's got probably the best serve that I ever faced. And return has served me quite well in my career. But, it was frustrating today at times. He was cruising through his service games, particularly in the first set and a half. It was just so difficult to read because he just always tosses in the same spot. He can hit all the angles. I got a lot of respect for his game. I think he's a fantastic player. But we know that also he didn't have experience of playing in a Grand Slam final stage. So I knew that's where probably my advantage is, that when that moment arises, when result can go both ways, that I just need to stay mentally there, present, and not really lose the concentration, which happened, and it helped in the end.
Is this where experience really helped you to keep it together? Because you knew the distractions were going to come, but he really didn't stop for 3 sets. He could talking away.
Well, he kept going, and I think he was really even up to 4-all in the third. 40 love, and he really gifted me that game. Yeah. He made a double fold. I made some returns in, and he just started talking to his box, and I felt like, okay, this is my opportunity to really step up and capitalize on the opportunity, and that's what happened really, because even in the fourth, when I was 2-1 up, it was really anybody's game up to the tiebreak, and then when it mattered, I just read his serve. Put it back in play, made him play. He made a few unforced errors, and next thing you know, I was up 6-1 in the tiebreak. So of course, I'm glad to overcome this big challenge.
This tournament makes you feel like a defending champion more than any other, and I found that when I was coming in as a defending champion, it really helped my confidence, even though I didn't play well leading up to it. You came into it without that title, a major title. Did it help you having won it last year here?
Very true, Martina. You described it wonderfully. It's, this tournament, particularly with what we all have experienced on the court, with all the champions and legends of the game being present for celebration of 100 years of the center court this year, it just makes you feel so welcome and so special and unique as a defending champion, or in general, just a champion of Wimbledon. And the people in this country, in this city, appreciate the tennis and follow tennis. They have a lot of tennis culture and tradition. Right. And historically, this is the tournament that, probably would value the most of any. Yeah. And so, of course, you're right. It did add more value and more confidence, I think, to my game that I needed, particularly with how this year started, and then, trying to find myself and my optimal state.
We're here with Novak Djokovic, just won his 7th Wimbledon title. You said each one is more meaningful and special. Novak, what makes this one the most special?
Well, I think the circumstances this year, really, the way it has started for me in Australia, we know what happened there. And then when I left Australia, I thought, okay, it's behind me, but then that feeling and the narrative and the whole saga has followed me for the months to come, and I didn't know really how that will affect my game or myself mentally, emotionally, but it really did. So the first 3-4 tournaments I really didn't enjoy much on the court, to be honest. I just felt the game was there in the practice sessions, but somehow this feeling of never facing this particular situation before, it was more than tennis, it was more than sport. It was so much distractions and pressure from the media and everything that was happening. So I just really wanted to be out on the tennis court and do what I do best. But then I understood that it will take time, that I need patience, that the time will heal and will work in my favor, that sooner or later I'll have my opportunities. And Wimbledon somehow always comes at the right time for me. I had elbow surgery in 2018, and the Wimbledon was the first slam that I won, coming back, working my way up from the rankings. In 19 against Rogers, having match points. In 2011, becoming number one in the world for the first time and winning Wimbledon for the first time. So, this tournament always has been such a incredible springboard and confidence boost for my career.
Every time you step on the court, pretty much you're either making history or tying history. What drives you now? Is it titles? Is it trying to be the best tennis player you can be, or is it just?
I think it's all of it together.
Yeah.
As you know, when you reach certain heights, and you're a multiple slam winner, and you feel good, you don't want to stop. You want to keep going.
It's a
drug. In a way, it is an addiction.
Legal drug.
Yes.
Although you are eating grass, but that part's legal.
Let me tell you, it's the tastiest grass I ever tasted.
I'll bet.
And you constantly want to improve. You really want to see how far you can go as a tennis player, really. And in the end of the day, I really love this sport. I truly, am passionate about being out on the practice court. And I don't mind training hours and hours, and I don't mind playing with my son or with the sparring partner or with Kyrgios in the finals of Wimbledon. I just love hitting a tennis ball. Of course, we all have bad days and tough times, but as a professional tennis player, in terms of goals, of course, the biggest tournaments, Grand Slams, motivate me the most. I've achieved the weeks at number one historic earlier last year, and I just feel like I'm not chasing that anymore, so I can focus all my attention to the big ones.
Novak, you bring up your son, and your daughter was in the crowd during that celebration at the end. And then Stefan, you said, may have been playing a set with Bob Bryan's son.
He was.
Okay.
He was. Actually, it was confirmed by Mike Bryan, his uncle.
Okay, his uncle
locker
Mike.
room.
The Bryan brothers are fantastic.
Yes.
There's been photos of Stefan. He got an autograph from Venus. Yeah. I'm curious what it means to you, not just having Stefan here, but the fact that he's at an age where he can really appreciate what all of this means, what that means to you.
Well, I love the fact that he chose to play tennis instead of watching me win here, because, of course, I always love to have him there, but he experienced it already a few times in last year. I just love that he doesn't mind not having attention, or he doesn't mind the attention as well. So he's fully present and immersed into playing tennis with his friend Bobby Bryan, the son of Bob Bryan, and it's so fun to see them follow them these days, watch them play. He's almost 8 years old, so yes, he can understand and appreciate a bit more everything that is happening, but he's fully focused on his own tennis. He's asking me questions every day in a bedtime. Strings, head size, grip, why is this, why is that? He's got millions of questions. He's so curious, and it's lovely. It makes my heart full.
When I won a tournament, my reward was eating whatever I wanted that night, and I wasn't drinking. So, do you have a meal of choice after you win, or a drink,
grass,
or all
center
of it?
court grass.
After the grass. What is your drink of choice?
I'm actually still awaiting my first meal after the match. I haven't had much of food. I don't drink alcohol. I mean, I haven't had a beer in years, but I was forced by my coach Goran today. Beer.
Oh, beer.
So we had a beer. I didn't enjoy it so much. But anyway,
I actually had Czech beer in the royal box.
Czech beer, I might enjoy a bit more. Yeah.
we got to get you some food. When you married your wife 8 years ago, did you anticipate that you'd be celebrating anniversaries here at Wimbledon going forward?
My gosh, Sue Bakker on the court, she saved me. I mean, she reminded me of the anniversary, otherwise I'll be in big trouble. I think I'm in trouble anyway for not remembering the anniversary. No, but it was, of course, unbelievably special occasion to have Wimbledon finals the same day that our marriage anniversary. So having her there, and my daughter, and then parents and family, it always adds more flavor to everything that is happening.
I have a friend from Serbia who wanted me to ask you to explain, I don't know if I'm going to say it right, but Serbian inat,
and how it produces, may help to produce your greatness and the greatness of folks from Serbia, such a small country that has produced such great sportsmen.
Well, I still, up to this day, don't know the literal translation to that word. But it's basically describing a feeling of not holding grudge over anybody or anything, but just proving that you can do it when somebody's saying you can't, right? So historically in our country, particularly through sports, we've used that word a lot. So when you feel like you're underrated or basically underestimated, you do it, and just because of inat, to show to everyone that you are capable.
I think you got enough. You got
a lot of inat.
Too much.
Congratulations, Novak.
Sure, thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure to get to spend some time with you.
Thank you so much.
Well done once
Thank
again.
you. Pleasure.
Novak Djokovic, your Wimbledon champion once again. Incredible stuff we saw out there today. When we come back, Brett and Jim wrap up another fantastic fortnight as Wimbledon Primetime, presented by ZipRecruiter, continues. Images that last a lifetime.